Alright guys, I just watched a video about how to store your Beretta 1301. I feel like the guy left a lot unexplained. This is my Beretta 1301 Gen something, and I'm going to show you today how I store it in a true cruiser ready condition and how I unload it, because the way he demonstrated it is, I don't think, ideal. So this is my Beretta 1301. Is as of 2022. It's the latest model, generation, whatever gen that is. I've heard it called a Gen 2. I've heard it called a Gen 3. It's awesome. I'm gonna make a review about it soon, but this is not the video for a review. Anyway, I've got this gun stored in a true cruiser ready condition. If you look, there is a round on the lifter. The safety is not able to be engaged because I don't know if you can see it, but the hammer is down. Alright, so safety. I live in the woods and I'm home by myself right now. So this gun's loaded with heavy birdshot. There's nobody within a few hundred yards of this house, and this birdshot wouldn't escape the house. So every direction I point this thing other than back at myself right now is a fairly safe direction. So safety Nazis, deal with it. And I am handling live ammunition today, so safety Nazis, deal with it. If you're not familiar with your weapon, please don't handle it with live ammunition. Please go get familiar with your weapon. We're going to be observing the 4 firearm safety rules. There's no unsafe direction I can really point the gun in other than back at myself, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to touch the trigger unless I absolutely intend to fire, which I'm not going to do in this video, so I'm not going to touch the trigger. And since I don't have a target, I know what my targets would be because I know what's in a 360 degree arc of me, and I know what's above, below, behind, everything with it. So, moving on. I store this gun in a true cruiser ready condition. I store it with the hammer down, the safety not able to be engaged, and a round on the lifter. Around on the lifter, because if I have to grab this thing in the middle of the night, which I have, not this gun, but a Mossberg 500. No, it was a Remington 870. I've had so many shotguns over the years, guys. It's fucking scary. I had a guy trying to come in the window. I didn't have to shoot him. The shotgun to the face and dog ripping the blinds out. One of the two. That's how I know he was there, because the dog ripped the blinds out and I made eye contact with the guy. I heard him messing with the window. The dog woke me up and I heard him messing with the window. So that's a story for another day. But it's fucking scary. And I was shaking like a leaf. I can't describe what the adrenaline dump like that feels like. But I can absolutely tell you that fine motor skills were not a thing. So I don't want my safety on. I don't want to rely on remembering to click that off, even though I practice that way when I'm on the range with this gun. I don't want to rely on remembering that in the middle of the night or trying to figure it out if the worst case happens and I've got to grab this thing and immediately engage a target. I want to be able to grab my shotgun, come up, rack around in the chamber, and go hot. Now, because the hammer is bad, I'm going to go ahead and put the safety on. So, easiest, quickest way to store this gun is safety on or off, but if you think it's off and it can be engaged, the odds are it's going to get engaged because Murphy is real. And you're going to be pulling this trigger in the middle of the night, aimed at a baddie, and not understanding why your gun's not going off. And through the adrenaline dump and the sleep that's being blown out of your mind by a force like a hurricane, and the shaky hands, you may not figure it out in time. So let's just eliminate that possibility. So safety on, train it, think about it. You're gonna reach up, you're gonna pop the safety off, you're gonna rack around in the chamber, or you're gonna rack around in the chamber and pop the safety off as soon as it's gonna come to your shoulder. Totally fine if that's the way you want to do it. Just train it, know what you're doing. I don't want to do it that way. So now I'm going to unload the gun. The first thing he showed was to unload this gun Just making sure everything's where I want it by putting a round on the lifter, pulling it up, putting it all the way in the chamber, pulling it back out, and that. No. There's absolutely no reason to do that with a Beretta 1301. It is designed just like the Mossberg, just like the fucking 870. It is designed so you don't have to do that. This is not an old school lever gun. Okay? So we're going to put one on the lifter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rack that thing back. I'm going to put my hand over it. I'm going to come forward until I feel it pop over that ejector. Now, the thing with this is, the round is designed to come up into the extractor, pull back, extracted the round. That is the last round I'm putting on the lifter. That goes forward. I'm going to look. It's on an empty chamber. Round is forward. This is an administrative thing, guys. You're not in a hurry. We'll push. I hold it like this. I put my finger here, and I put my other hand here. Now, you can pull up on this. I don't like doing it because you have to kind of slide your hand forward, and it's just a little more doofy to me, right? Oh, look, that safety just got put on. Push the lifter down. Pulling around. There's a little lever in here. It's the actual hook that holds the back of the shell. It doesn't take much spring force. You push it, it comes right off. Doing that won't cause a double feed because you're going to have your hand off of that lever as soon as the shell comes back. So you're not going to double feed one onto the lifter, even if you were to say, have the shell partially out and drop the lifter. Look at there. Shotgun is unloaded. Silver follower, it's hard to see, but it's right there. This shotgun's unloaded. Now, I'm going to put this shotgun into a cruiser ready condition. Open your action. Look inside your chamber. There's no round in the chamber. You're looking for an empty chamber. Let go. Press your safety off. Want your gun in a safe direction. Right now, my safe direction is right into my floor. If you have a clearing box or a bullet trap, use that. Press the trigger. Nothing happens. Now, my hammer is forward. This gun is in the lowest energy state it can be in. My hammer is forward. My safety lever, let me find my camera, cannot be engaged. It cannot. If it gets bumped, whatever, it's still going to be safety off. There's nothing in the chamber. There's nothing in the tube. And I can't press the lifter down, but I can. Beretta designed this gun so that it can be loaded from this condition. You see this little thing that pops up here? That allows me to lower my lifter. Now, this can be a little bit fiddly, but it is an administrative task. It's not that fiddly. Press this, push my lifter down. As long as my lifter is down, the tube will catch the shell. When I let my lifter up, it's going to let the last shell in the tube onto the lifter, and it's going to stop there. You can actually hear the action bar click. As soon as the shell goes into the lifter, it's going to lock that thing open. Or lock that thing closed, it's going to not allow another shell. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the gun up like this. I'm going to look in the chamber, or not in the chamber, but I'm going to look in the tube, and I'm going to press this down. It's really important. This is an administrative load, guys. This isn't a tactical load. You're doing this in the comfort of your bedroom, the air conditioner's on, the heater's on, the dogs are laying in the corner, whatever. This is not something that you need to be in a hurry to do. So we're going to look at each individual shell as we load them. And we're going to see that we're loading the brass to the back. Last thing we want to have in the middle of the night, shit in our drawers, adrenaline dump going on. I didn't shit myself, but adrenaline dump going on. Somebody's in the house, is pull that trigger, and it raises a shell up in the upside down condition. And now we got to deal with that. And that's not a super hard thing, but it's not a super fast thing. Just avoid it altogether. Shells can be loaded backwards. Let's make sure they're not. Brass to the rear, press it in, let go. Now let me be very clear. I'm going to demonstrate this real quick. If I release this lifter, that shell goes onto my elevator, whatever this is called. Feed tray, elevator, I just brain farted what it is. And now I'm in a cruiser ready condition with one shell. So I gotta get rid of it. I'm gonna come back here, come forward, let it come over the ejector. And I never put that round in the chamber. Start over. There's no round in the chamber. Safety's off. Safe direction. Press that trigger. Push my button. Push my lifter down. Get myself set up here because I'm being fiddly. And press. Brass is to the rear. 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 I'm going to let my lifter come up. Shell's on the lifter. It's not locked up. It's not jammed. My safety is off. I cannot engage it. Sort of a mechanical malfunction. It's not going to engage. Hammer is down. That's why the safety won't engage. Chamber, and just been getting here, I'm only open it halfway, is empty. Chamber is empty. Cruiser ready loaded. 7 rounds in the tube, 6 rounds in the tube, 1 on the lifter, and if I go, now there's 1 in the chamber. One more time and then the video is done. I'm going to unload this gun. Let me just go ahead and set this up and it's not cruiser ready, but it doesn't, the gun doesn't know and it doesn't care. There's one on my lifter. I'm gonna reach back, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna come forward a little bit, pop it. It's out. Yes, I'm balancing the gun on my left. Flip this gun over, push this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was smooth. I almost never get them like that. 5, 6. I see silver. There's nothing there. Click. Nothing in the chamber. Safety's off. Nothing in the chamber. Safe direction. Press. 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 Brass. Brass. Yeet. Brass. 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 I'm going to hold my thing down, controlling my muzzle. Brass. Release. Nothing in the chamber. Safety cannot engage because the hammer's down. Cruiser ready, Beretta 1301 without ever putting a round in the chamber or pulling the trigger.